Hi friends, Strider66 here. Today I am in Bonner Springs, Kansas, just outside of Kansas City, Kansas, checking out the Wyandotte County Museum. This memorial here is erected in recognition of the men and women who built the B-25 bombers at the North American Aviation Plant in Kansas City, Kansas during World War II. Between December 1941 and August 1945, over 50,000 employees built over 6,000 B-25 bombers in the Fairfax district. This part of the exhibit talks about Moses Grinter and his wife, Annie. It says in 1831, Moses, a former soldier, contracted to establish a ferry service for the military road. He also added a trading post, built a house in the 1850s, which is presently owned and operated by the Kansas State Historical Society, and I believe is the oldest house in Wyandotte County. Here we can actually see a butter churn that was owned by Annie. This area here talks about Tenskwatawa, the Shawnee Prophet, brother of Tecumseh, was a religious leader and mystic to many of the immigrant tribes. It says after the War of 1812, the Shawnee Prophet moved west to what is now known as, what we know in Kansas City, Kansas as Argentine, established 1828. It says his burial site is near White Feather Spring in Argentine, and is also on the National Register of Historic Places now. I believe his actual burial site, it's within that area, but it's not actually known where his exact burial site is. They just know the area. And it talks about the presidential curse of the Shawnee Prophet, which I had an economics teacher when I was in high school at Sumner Academy tell me about this. He told the class about it, and after that it was, he just talked about this Indian curse placed on the United States presidents. Basically, any president that was elected in a year that ended with a zero would die in office, and this started with William Harrison. Elected 1840, died 1 month in office. Abraham Lincoln, 1860. James Garfield, William McKinley, so forth. You look at all these presidents, they were elected in a year that ended in a zero. It was stopped when Ronald Reagan, who had an attempted assassination against him, he survived the shooting, of course, in 1981. They say that broke the curse. Of course, what museum in Kansas is complete without something related to Wizard of Oz? from around here and you haven't been, I highly recommend coming here. It's free. And if you're not from around here, I still recommend it. It's a lot of neat history, Midwest history, and it's given me a lot of ideas for other videos I could do around Kansas City and further exploring the history around here. And if there's anything you would like me to explore, talk about, do a video on in the Kansas City area, please leave a comment below. You can also follow me on Facebook, Brian Dooley, Strider 66 Vlogs, and on Instagram.